Oh, you know what, though?
Yeah?
We'll do it live. We barely got this one off the ground. It's almost noon. We almost turned this into an afternoon show.
What?
I mean, it will be an afternoon show, but at least we got it in under the wire, so we can keep calling it the Saturday morning show on Sunday. Can you imagine if we had to change it to the Saturday morning show on Sunday afternoon? That'd be too much.
Yeah.
All right, welcome. If you haven't joined us before, we are glad you are here. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button so you can catch all of our awesome Star Wars content that we produce each week. I'm Justin. This is my co-host Eloise. She's the authority on Star Wars for her generation. Catch her outside and find out.
We'll do it live!
Just a few odds and ends to mention before we officially dive in. Tune in tonight for the Weekly Reckoning. It's our big weekly live show hosted by myself and a few other simple dads trying to make our way through the universe. And also, we are now on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
And we are on Spotify. And wherever you listen to your podcast, please find us. Just search for Dad Wars or a link to the description in the description of this show and any of our shows. You'll see links to our podcast channels.
Yeah.
All right. So without further ado, let's punch it, Chewie.
This is the way. This is the way.
You have like 2 intros.
Oh, yeah. We have so many intros.
I know Jedi.
All right. Look what we're building today.
Are we really doing this?
This is Lego Star Wars Mandalorian Starfighter, but you know it.
Bo-Katan Kryz's Starship.
That's right. That's how we know it. So guess what I found out in
I'm the administrator
looking
of
up
this
the info
facility.
for this one on Lego.
What?
Did you know there's another Mandalorian Starfighter already out there in the world that was produced? It's not Gar Saxon's. It's Pre-Vizsla's. And I looked it up on Amazon. Someone's selling for like $500. We'll never get it. We'll never get it. But we have this one. This one's most important. This is key. You want to take a closer look at desk cam style? Let's do this. All right. So what do we have? Leave us a comment or put in the chat. What's your favorite?
It's 9 and up.
Who's your favorite Mandalorian? That's your favorite, right? Bo-Katan Kryz? The heiress to the Mandalore Empire. Right? It also comes with Gar Saxon, not such a cool dude. And then some just like...
Mandalorian loyalist.
A loyalist, yeah. I wonder... He was with the Night Owls, or she was with the Night Owls, and she was with the Death Watch before that, terrorist organization. So she went from bad to kind of good, but do you think she's going to go back to the bad side of, I don't want to say the dark side of the
Hello,
Mandalorians,
what have
but
we
do you
here?
think she's going to
Hello there.
No, I
make
don't
some
think-
bad choices when she has to, she's going to have to fight Din Djarin for
My
the
name's
best
Omega.
title. I'm sorry for the
And my name's
Dark
Dignan,
Saber, right?
man. So what?
That's where we left off.
Her name's
Last
Inez.
episode, Mandalorian.
My name's
Season
Omega.
2,
Echo. Tick.
The rescue with Luke Skywalker, right?
Yeah.
But there's so much happening in that episode. I realized as we watched it again last week.
This is where the fun begins.
They're gonna have to battle it out. He's like, I yield. Din's like, I'm not in this fight. But Moff Gideon gave him a little backstory on that Darksaber, and that needs to be fought for. So there's going to be some tough choices to be made in the next season of the Mandalorian.
This will be a day long remembered.
Bo-Katan's actually going to earn that Darksaber back.
I want the rebels located and identified.
So are you
If it
ready to build
means
this
searching
thing?
every household in the system,
Moff Gideon.
I
He's
have you
actually
now.
right. He was actually right when he was saying talking about
The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Begun.
Dad Wars.
Dad Wars.
The Dad Wars. Whatever that is, I don't think I want to know.
Has.
To create images
映
is
像はいつも
always a
可
challenge.
能性への挑戦だ。
Digital magic.
And they use something they call pyroprocessing. The interesting thing is they call it pyroprocessing, but it's a molten salt process. They're dissolving this thing in a molten salt, and they're doing electrochemistry on it. Why don't they call it molten salt? They want no association with molten salt.
To figure out who we had to talk to about your light color, your lightsaber color.
Oh, well, good guys are green and blue, bad guys are red. That's just the way it works.
No purple left?
You might get purple.
Correctamundo!
Hello there.
Hello there. Matt Cam, hello there. Welcome to Dad Wars. Welcome back. I'm Justin, and I've got with me. Sorry, Matt. I meant to bring you in with a formal introduction, and I opened on the Matt Cam.
You flashed. I was checking my hair.
I love it. Sorry, I'm a bit out of sorts. I was sick for
it's okay.
A solid week, and I'm feeling much better. I'm back up to like my 73% efficiency. But without further ado, my guest
feeling better.
Old friend from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, it's Matt Drum.
Hey,
welcome.
guys.
Hello there. How are you?
Fantastic. I had a fun morning watching this show. I finally figured out what time to watch it, and it was only two episodes left. So the last 2 weeks, figured out the sweet spot.
What time worked for you?
Between like 7 a.m. Actually, I got up at 5:30. Watched it maybe 5:45 to 6. I had to get a kid to 30 minutes of summer school because he missed a few days and he had to catch up. Very fascinating.
No, you got to work the kid as a dad. You got to work the kids into the equation, which is why I warned my kids. I'll be waking them up early. We'll be doing the wake up alarm is Kenobi.
The new one there'll be a new scream.
What's
Thanks
going
to
be
Hayden Christensen.
Oh, which is?
He screamed Obi-Wan in this one, much like Sam Witwer.
But did he do it the modulated voice?
It was a little modulated. It's perfect.
I've been dreaming of that.
Great.
I've been dreaming of that. I can't wait to talk about that in more detail. Welcome if you're just joining us, Mr. P.P. Popo. When do you think Disney is going to remake the original trilogy of Star Wars? The answer is never in our lifetimes. The original trilogy stands on its own, and I can't imagine.
P.P. Popo.
I can't imagine why they would ever want to go back and do that. Will they put it into 4K and throw it on Disney Plus? That's the hope, right? I want it, remastered. I want the original trilogy remastered, not the special editions. Although they're fun to have, but I would love to have the original trilogy in 4K.
Yeah. On
Disney Plus. At our disposal anytime we wanted it. That's the dream. Sure. That's the dream.
Gotta have it all.
So
we'll get it. I predict we'll get it. We'll get a holiday special.
You think they're gonna put the holiday special?
They gave us the droids in the Ewoks cartoon. I never thought I'd see that.
I never thought you'd see that.
And the Gindi Tartovsky, I thought they would bury that one.
It's all there.
Whatever weird reason.
They're throwing everything they can at us that's available, except for the holiday special. Welcome, you guys, if you're just joining us, Mr. Max of the Max. Bright Sons. Amanda, welcome. So yes, I think it's because they just can't secure the rights to that Jefferson Starship song. Jefferson Starship is really.
Grace Slick.
They really are stingy with licensing their music.
That was pre-Grace Slick.
That was right. Yeah.
I know my Jefferson history.
Well, the lead singer is Mickey something, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one from We Built the City and whatever the other ones are. But were they in the original band, or was it a completely different band?
Different crew.
Because those are the
Grace
ones.
Slick was in the original.
She was. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that was
Jefferson Starship Wars, guys.
But so we're wondering, they're one of the featured acts in the holiday special, which is just the craziest mashup of everything. There's even a little Star Wars in there. I still wanted to like pull out. I wanted to, as an editor, I wanted to pull together just the narrative with the Star Wars stuff and try to throw some Ben Burt stuff sounds in there.
Chic.
And do like just try to make it as legit and watchable as possible, just like the narrative of Han and Chewie getting Chewie back to Kashyyyk for Life Day.
I know.
But we did a Life Day special last year, and that's the one thing I think you can stream without getting a copyright strike. Nobody cares. Like nobody cares. But what I like about you, Matt, among many, many things, but the fact that you're like me, you're an early riser, and you get up and you get to it, you get the day started, and you just can't sleep because Star Wars is, there's new Star Wars waiting for you, right?
Yeah, I've never been like this for a TV show. It's kind of sickening.
What
am I going to do now?
This is the first
no,
one?
Well, we did get up and watch Mandalorian before school a few times.
No Boba?
No. I did watch it a few times in the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep, but I'm like, I'll see what's on. Yeah.
I seem to have watched. I'd get up in the morning and watch early, and then if there was time at night, I'd watch the same episode that evening, and then I'd be done with it, just be thinking about it and talking about it here. But
yeah,
man, we should just get right into it. What
blow by blow?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's. I've got it queued up here. We obviously can't watch it, but I figure we could scrub through, and it might give us some recall, some points.
Overall, can you tell me your overall? Well, you already told me, but
I could. Let me tell everybody. Tell anybody who will listen. I was both overwhelmed and underwhelmed. How is it possible?
With this particular
episode, I mean the
series as a whole.
Yeah. As looking back, as everything's together now, I feel like there's so many thoughts in my head, and one of them is I told you so for people who were just being jerks the whole ride and not just letting it play out and just picking it to shreds. When I say underwhelmed, I think in my mind's eye, I imagine these things playing out a certain way cinematically, and when they don't hit that mark, as I see it, then that's where it's a little sticking point. But that's a film school. You're a film school grad. I'm an editor.
Well, we've done that since post Return of the Jedi. We've had the Clone Wars movies in our brains, and then we had the prequels, and they were probably different.
Yeah. But I don't know. Just particularly, I feel like you've got to really. I feel like there's, and we have talked about this offline. Like there's a language to the look and feel of Star Wars, and if it deviates from that too far, or how you don't feel, it's just subjective. But that's just, it's technical things. Like as far as like tone and story and character, it's Star Wars, and I mean, it wrapped up so nicely, and I would like to watch it all, and like if I could watch it in one sitting, I would like to
I hope they really do a Arrested Development.
Yeah.
No, well, that was different, but like
that was a different thing. Yeah.
A 5-hour version, and snip out the credits and just do one thing to one thing.
There was
skip the recap.
Did you see online they were talking about some theaters or a theater was going to show all the episodes?
Yeah, Cineplex, which is a chain. The closest one to me is in Atlanta, but it's all over.
Cineplex?
Yeah.
That sounds like a generic movie theater. It's not Cineopolis?
Oh, maybe, I don't know. But from what I know, they were just running the episodes, no special cut version of it or anything.
Okay. Technical things I bumped up against, handheld cameras, this and that. Some of the CG needed
I've
more
noticed
work.
that since we talked. Yeah.
Some of the I know I blew it for you. Some of the ships didn't seem.
You're not alone though. People have not mentioned like the we got used to the original style was all very locked down.
Yeah, those
classic look.
Yeah, those motifs or reliefs or whatever. You're just seeing these plates, those beautiful shots.
No wipes or iris out in and out on this one, right? Do they do any of that?
I don't think so. Maybe that
sequel trilogy did really well, I thought.
Yeah,
neat ones.
Well, even like the cartoons, even like Bad Batch even uses the wipes. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think they didn't do the
maybe not.
Wow. Okay, but overall, I love it. It's canon. Yeah. It's there. I'm not gonna pick it apart and like I've seen. You and I, we watch and then we talk, but we also get online and see what the other vloggers and the people that we follow on YouTube, what they're up to. Mm-hmm. And I did not turn to the dark side.
Wasn't too bad this go around. I see people seem majority.
Yeah, satisfied. Overall, yeah. And on Twitter,
and when they were elated, they were elated. They were very like crying and like I'm so happy and all this stuff.
So overall, for the whole series, the whole season, what's your takeaway? What's your impression?
It stuck the landing for me for sure. There was some stuff that was maybe in the first couple. Like my daughter is behind. She's only seen 1 and 2, and we watched those together. And I looked at things like the people were saying about how it looks like cheap TV. I did not see that at all in the first 2 episodes, which are kind of the setup episodes. Were a little slow, and there's some again, I always say there's clunky stuff in every version of Star Wars except that one that came out in 1980, maybe the 77 one.
Yeah, I think those first 2 are pretty tight.
But yeah, for example, the acting on the indoor walkway with Luke and Leia, a little like cue-cardy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I always felt that. I noticed that as a kid. Great scene though. We won't get into that. But like in every to me in every movie, there's a little something weird or funny or just like
yeah,
casino scenes, Jedi rocks.
Yeah. It's part of the charm. Thundercat and the
shout out to Thundercat.
Yeah. Whatever music that was, but
yeah. So some stuff like Gwen chuckled at Reva's extended parkour sequence in episode 2.
Yeah.
She's like, she's still doing that.
She went and got a snack and came back, and Reva's in her 4th forward somersault.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that, like right away, my daughter loved Leia. She's like, I like her. I was like, yep. I said the internet maybe didn't like her for a minute. But by episode 3, they're like, I love this kid. She's great.
Yeah.
From what I saw. Overall, I think it just built, and a lot of people didn't like the Underwater Inquisitor base episode so much.
That one that was fun. That was a lot of fun. It did get
just like, if you think about as a piece, that's just a fun little. That's like the minecart chase in an Indiana Jones movie or something, or just like a silly little side
quest. Yeah, side mission.
It's a speeder bike or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not the whole. It doesn't. We don't have to ride or die on.
The show doesn't live or die by that. By a couple of sequences in a overarching story.
And I was always worried about like the dialogue scenes not going so well. But I think anything with Ewan, I think he really just everything was great with him.
Yeah,
he did really well, and the words had meaning, and it kind of echoed through. It really was a nice bridge between prequel and sequel ideas.
I love it.
All buried in there.
All the connecting stuff is just, I think it's what I dig the most about Star Wars these days, is how they're connecting all the dots. And
it's funny, we were talking about how, what is it? People hated Luke in The Last Jedi because he was kind of a broken man.
Yeah.
And how they didn't like him. They didn't mind Kenobi being that way in the beginning, right? But I've seen people started to say that, but like they can understand that he's gonna get there, guys. He's gonna
get
hold your breath.
Yeah.
You know,
why is he running
They
away? Why is he
by
running away?
episode 5? Why didn't? And some people even said, "I can't believe he. Why didn't he finish Vader?"
I just saw that right before we got on. Yeah.
I'm like, you've seen A New Hope, right? He's alive, so yeah, we know he doesn't finish them.
Yeah.
And then I'm like he doesn't finish him again.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Some weird opinions.
People, yeah.
But we can't get into that. Overall, loved it. I mean, I was starting to kind of listen to the score on repeated viewings. I haven't really watched it.
Do we have the full score
twice. Now? No, I just checked a couple minutes ago.
Dang.
They were usually really spot on with that, like releasing it.
I was
the day of the finale.
Yeah.
And there's no date.
I've been listening to the theme on loop. By the time we get to the final episode this morning, all the cues are so familiar, and then they're working in cues, themes from the original films, right? Did you heard some Empire, like Pursuit?
I heard Vader's
music?
And they did some Leia's theme when they were saying,
oh man, that just hit me. Yeah. So we missed last week. I think people have covered episode 5 right thoroughly enough.
Yeah.
So for us, we'll just pick back up with this season finale. Are we getting more? I guess we can speculate.
We'll find out in a few days. I bet she'll give us an announcement.
Yeah. I hope they're not just. I mean, it was heavily watched. It was probably great for their streaming service. So they put that, you put that on the table or on the whiteboard, huge success for streaming, drew in so many viewers, but then you have this other piece on the whiteboard, this other section where it's just like fan vitriol, like that takes up that's gotta be a little distracting for the creatives.
I don't think they wouldn't do it because of that reason.
Good. That's what I hope, because I feel like, but like
the actors all want to do it, from what they've been all pretty vocal about.
Yeah,
they would come back or do something else.
Well, it's like
later.
They, I feel like we were punished and we didn't get more Star Wars stories because everyone beat Solo down, and it didn't do as well. So we don't get our one-offs anymore. You know, I want another like Rogue One type movie. I mean, we're gonna get Rogue Squadron, but that's gonna be
in
like
Andor.
Andor the series, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much Rogue One the series.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe, I would think. It's a lot of the same creators and Tony Gilroy and a lot of the same actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would always love more Obi-Wan. But I just hope they do it right, because we've kind of seen it with the Marvel spin-offs, like they do a little more, maybe a little too much. They're oversaturating some of these things.
Yeah, we can't get too close to Alec Guinness's timeline either, can we?
We could. I had a thought that maybe they could do the whole Darth Maul closure.
Well, what about the deep
and
fake stuff?
bring in Maul as like the big adversary somehow.
Well, he's.
But they.
Oh yeah, because spoilers here and ahead and always, but
or Rebels.
Rebels is where that's the end of the timeline for Darth Maul. But,
I mean, there's some stuff they could do, but I would say no more Vader, because you can't just keep doing that.
Well, my friend Amanda, who I think is still with us now, we were chatting earlier today. We actually worked together, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like messaged her on Teams early this morning. No spoilers, but oh my God. And so she's like, I'll have to watch it later or whatever. And then she hit me up like an hour and a half later. She's like, I couldn't help it. I had to watch it. So she watched it this morning, but she's like the biggest Hayden Christensen fan I've probably ever met. And she's like, loves Vader, and she wants more of this Vader timeline in this.
Yeah, I would want a separate Vader thing. If he comes back in Ahsoka, hopefully he will.
But you're saying no Vader and Obi-Wan.
I don't think they should meet anymore.
I don't think they should either. They
Yeah.
wouldn't now. They'd really. This is already kind of pushing it a little bit with the canon, right? Just riding that line.
They tied up those loose ends real.
Yeah.
And just leave it.
Yeah. Just let it. Just.
Yeah, I mean they've planted some seeds for stories that they could do, like with the past and smuggling Jedis out and getting them to new places. That could be a whole nother thing.
Yeah, they threw
And,
so many Easter eggs in there with Jedi that are still around, right? In the Jedi Underground Railroad, the few times we've seen.
That would be a fun series, and that way, it could take him off world, and they kind of set it up where he doesn't need to be looking over Owen's shoulder so much.
Yeah. There's His Holiness, if you can see. Do you see on the screen?
Oh yeah. That's from episode 5, the surrendering.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think we're this is
now,
the recap.
I sent you some screenshots. Are you able to pull any of those up from the 6? Or are you just going through the episode? Now, see, I called this guy.
You did.
He didn't get the comeuppance I want.
I think all right. Yeah, I think Reva is not in her best.
She force slapped the cup out of his hand. That's the biggest.
As far as it got.
But I was telling kids listening, there's a movie called Superman 2.
Kids at home.
And Superman loses his powers and gets into a fight with a trucker bully in this diner in like Alaska, somewhere snowy. And he beats up Clark Kent without his powers. And then in the end of the movie, Superman gets his powers back. Apologies if you've seen Superman 2.
Awesome.
Gets his powers back. And, Clark Kent should be a bigger person than flying all the way to beat up a guy without superpowers.
Yeah, what's with the retribution? I never thought about that.
He wrecks this diner, slams this guy in his head into a
pinball machine.
But he gives the owner some cash. Like, sorry about the mess. And he does his famous, I've been working out.
And did you notice he's wearing like kind of a members only jacket, right?
Man.
And he's in incredible shape, but he like slumped his shoulders down. I was analyzing that picture.
Yeah, he does that as Clark. Yeah, good acting. He's the best.
Just the best.
But yeah, this is the people don't remember in this Obi-Wan. This is the fish boss.
Yeah, the fishmonger guy.
The salmon factory.
Oh, he should have she should have really smacked him down.
He was rude, but see, that's not Obi-Wan's style to come back and force slap around a innocent guy. He's above all that.
So Reva, does she have 2 stomachs too, like the Grand Inquisitor, or she has mechanical? She's already been smite there once. She's been stabbed there once.
Got a callus.
So that didn't take her out.
She was very weakened, and the more I thought about it, it was kind of like a Kylo Ren weakening.
The weaken, yeah. You wonder if she was going to beat her chest. So I noticed that she's got. Is that some kind of like? Is that a bandage, or is she turning into a Jedi? Like
stop the bleeding.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
It's just like.
But you think you would take off the armor first?
Yeah.
But she's got to stay.
She's in a hurry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I loved the cowl and the cape and the cowl. I think that's awesome.
They're selling those action figures, man. You'll see.
I pre-ordered this like 3 weeks ago.
Not with this one.
No, the one that like as soon as the show premiered, they had the Black Series.
Her first one.
Yeah, so that'll be coming. What do they just come like a year later?
Do they? Yeah. Did you get the Obi-Wan? Any of the Obi-Wan?
Not yet. No, not yet.
They showed pictures of Ned B today.
Yes. Oh, I saw.
Not available to order until fall though, so he's way back.
I have to have that droid. I saw them with the retro style. Is there a Black Series of him?
Yeah. He's very real looking.
Count me broke. Let's see. Let's jump back to the chat really quickly and see. Do we have our chat up on the screen? I don't know if we do. We have our subscriptions. We got some new subscriptions. Michelle Stolberger and my buddy Jeff Dunker, another father of 3 here in town. We coach softball. He joined. Cool. He's awesome. And hopefully he'll get to watch and chime in. Sorry. not losing focus here. But let's see. Yeah, Amanda says she wants that Vader series. Mr. P. Popo, favorite Star Wars Episode 1 pod racer pilot. Even Peel. Actually, mine is Anakin Skywalker. Yeah. And let's see. Max says, agreed. I bet we'll see Ewan back sporadically in other characters' stories. But I think the way they buttoned up this chapter of Obi-Wan is great. Yeah, we'll talk about how they buttoned it up in a few minutes here. But, I mean, wow. Yeah, okay. My takes are great, aren't they? I just said, wow. That's all I got. So they're fleeing Vader and his Devastator, right? Is that what that one's called?
Yeah, I think that's the same. Yeah, the one from Empire.
Yeah. Oh, look at that shot. That's our guy. I said that's Steel Wars. He'll look at something that's just pleasing and he'll just yell out "shot!" Right? That's
Shot.
his thing.
Yeah, he's in this one again apparently.
Oh, that's his character. Let's see if we can find him.
With Luke.
Is he really? All right, let's see if we can find Steel.
He's in the background.
Let's see if we can find Steel. Do we get to see his face, or is he an alien?
He's just a hooded human.
That's wild. I didn't even hear the story of how he got into the show.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure he covered it.
Yeah. Try not to watch competition too much. Don't want to get influenced. So there's Ice Chip.
Yeah. See, they're talking about cinematography. Looks like a movie.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah.
It looks good. Can't play too much at once. What were you What were you thinking here? What were your thoughts when this episode is shot out of a cannon, almost literally? Like, were you excited?
The speed of everything?
Yeah, just the way things are moving, and it's a long episode too.
I was worried it was gonna be a little bit like, well, we got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
But it kind of flowed nicely, and everything, all the boxes were checked, and some of it was very convenient and very on the nose, but really good. Like, I knew they would battle, and I kind of had a feeling we would see a crack in Vader's helmet. Spoiler, yeah, Steele's back there.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is he?
I had a feeling we'd see that, and there would be some good dialogue there, and we did, and I didn't know how the Reva stuff would play out. I kind of like that. People, of course, were like, "Oh, get back to the Vader fight," and I'm like, this one guy on the Midnight Boys van, he was like, "You guys love Duel of the Fates lightsaber fight, right?" And he's like, "You realize you have to cut back to," he's like, the wackest scene in Star Wars, the Battle of Naboo.
Yeah, there's an A, B, and C story. There's Amidala.
And even Revenge of the Sith, like I kind of look away when it's unfortunately the Emperor Yoda fight, throwing chairs.
Oh, I love it! I love it.
I did. I loved it.
The cackling, I love. It's just so over the top.
They're all like that. There's always a dual storyline going on.
The parallels.
It makes it more exciting.
It does, and they use that to a decent effect here.
And I liked the I don't want to jump ahead, but I like the way the Reva's story was tied up.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah, she could potentially go on and help out the path.
I think that's where it's going. Is that one of the secret shows they're working on? This is one of the just craziest looking aliens. Is this a new species we've never seen? It probably is. It's probably like Jason Bateman or something. I always wanted to be in Star Wars. Chris Evans is saying the other day, is he tweeting it, or is it like, you can tell these actors are getting desperate when they are just like doing their own advocating. Oh, I'd love to be in Star Wars.
Taika. They're all probably bugging Taika.
I don't want to see Chris as Chris. He'd have to be he'd have to be in heavy prosthetics or just his voice. Which is
My thing is, I'm kind of have this theory that Christian Bale will be in Taika's Star Wars movie because they're doing Thor right now.
Oh yeah,
And you know about Christian? Christian is like a real Star Wars fan.
Yeah, yeah.
He's actually got toys. He's got. I listened to him on a podcast, and he was like, "I've got the AT-AT, Boba Fett's ship," and he's like, "My daughter is obsessed with Darth Maul."
Oh, you know he's gonna be in.
He's like, we saw him at Disney World, and she ran up and gave him a big hug.
That's awesome.
So, and he apparently was supposed to be the Woody Harrelson role in Solo. He was offered it.
Gravitas. Wow.
He said he's like, I'm still talking to Kathleen Kennedy. So
yeah,
that's my theory. He'll be in a Star Wars one day.
He'll be in a Star Wars. Good question, Amanda. Will they have a live action Rebels? Answer is yes. It's called Ahsoka.
Yeah, man.
It's just a bona fide Rebels live action series based on what we've seen and heard so
Bonafide.
far. When do we get those celebration trailers? There's an Ahsoka trailer. I've seen the sloppy version. Yeah, when do we get? I actually had a thought. I thought we were going to get a little like cherry on top today after this wrapped with some kind of more Star Wars
what's
news.
Next?
Maybe this week, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? But I feel like
maybe just being quiet, letting the dust settle.
Yeah, and is Reva in that timeline? Well, Reva is still alive. We don't know her fate yet. But I think what you're saying, Matt, is that all these signs are pointing to a new series of like a Jedi, a secret Jedi society or squad or the Underground Railroad for Jedi, right?
We don't know anything about Skeleton Crew, right? Rumors that it's
it's these little
Thrawn,
kids.
Maybe. No, and Jude Law could be Thrawn. That's what a lot of people want.
That's what they want. Yeah, I can see that.
Hopefully, it's something different. Maybe that's the.
It would be great if it's something completely different.
Maybe that's where the path story leads. Who knows?
But if they're mentioning all these Jedi deep cuts in these scenes of Obi-Wan, they're like planting the seeds, right? They're not just throwing those out for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're probably maybe being kind of careful who they're mentioning. Mm-hmm. The wild card is your guy from Fallen Order.
Yeah, well, I read that today. There's a rumor that he could get a live action show.
So what if he's the leader of this band of underground Jedi who are out saving other Jedi?
Yeah.
But the galaxy would have to be big enough to where they don't collide or interfere too much with our existing history and with, just a handful of Jedi scattered throughout the galaxy. Then we're going to have so many that it's like, it's going to be too much.
Yeah, too much, like too many close calls with existing canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have to...
This is the scene here, to get back to the show, that somebody wrote they were really upset that
Watto wasn't, like, that should have been Watto instead.
That was the biggest, he said, proof of a high level of incompetence by the writers and creators that Watto wasn't in this show.
Oh my God, who cares?
I'm like, Watto is the hill you die on. Yeah, I like that the moisture farmers are very loyal to each other. The water farmers. He's like, I'm not gonna rat on my guy Owen.
Yeah.
That was nice.
So
I liked Hodge's story arc. That was good, and it's all part of Ben's like trusting people again, and all about getting his mojo back.
Yeah.
So they helped each other with that. Like
they help each other evolve their characters.
Yeah, man.
Progress.
Show's deep.
That's deep. That's a deep.
It's not just about lifting rocks.
Yeah, man. So Obi-Wan is gonna take one for the team and hook a left, and everyone else is gonna hook a right, so they can live.
Yeah.
Because he knows he's the reason they're being pursued.
I love that in stories when you get an escape pod going.
Yes, anytime you have an escape pod.
Give me that, yeah.
And then we get
No, talk about bad MF Bonnie Peasy. How do you say your last
I think you said it right the first time.
name? Bad MF Bonnie. What she does later. Ooh.
Oh my god! I'm like, I want a Black Series 2-pack, double with these two with battle rifles
with a slap lever on the back.
I mean, she was crushing. I
Yeah.
was like, oh man,
Justice for Baru, man.
Yeah,
she killed it. And he got again. I was just so all over the place watching other people's YouTube. One guy was like, "Okay, so they can get a bunch of shotguns and defend themselves, but they against a dark Jedi, but they can't defend themselves against stormtroopers who have bad aim in A New Hope."
Oh, come on.
Oh, good for you.
Oh my God. Speaking of Christian
It's
Bale,
like, why do people think this way? It's like they're just
looking. They're just want to poke holes, as many as they can.
Yeah, just find fault in everything.
Yeah, they are overwhelmed. Who knows how many stormtroopers showed up? There was one severely injured Inquisitor, and they had, you mess with the mom and daddy bear, you don't come looking for the cub. You're gonna, get the claws.
I gotta tell my daughter I'm on YouTube right now. She's trying to call me.
Tell her to like and subscribe.
Yeah, I will.
How cool would a Leia Adventure series be for young girls? How cool would a Leia Adventure series be for young girls?
Yes, I think they should do that. She's doing.
Yeah,
she's getting great numbers.
Yeah,
little Vivian.
That's great, man. Really good casting.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what'd you think of little Luke?
He was good.
He looked the part.
Good. Yeah, somebody said no. He didn't look anything like Mark.
Really? When they
suspension of disbelief is just gone.
When they press released his headshot, to me, he looked like a Hamill. He looked.
Yeah,
the
even
part.
Mark put it up.
Yeah. And it was
fine.
like, protect this kid at all costs. Nobody pick on this little boy. No
I gotta say, the Lars Homestead, I want to live there. It looks just so cool.
I bet did they recreate this in the UK? Did they go back to Tunisia, or did they make this in California? Where
that's all Manhattan Beach, California, where they shoot everything.
So they actually, this is like a practical set though. This isn't the volume, right?
No. Well, no telling.
Parts of it.
Sometimes I'm very surprised at what they do. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure like that wall and steps would be practical and probably not that hard to build.
Is that fern practical, or is that CG?
It's Andy Serkis
as himself.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be. I don't think they could get silly with all that. This is not the Polar Express.
Oh yeah.
I mean, sometimes can get a little crazy with that volume, but
yeah, sometimes it's a little.
I think we're gonna see a shift away from it because people want to go back to.
I think every
more practical thing.
I mean, yeah, I hope so. I know that was JJ's
they're very reactionary in good and bad ways. So
yeah. So this guy becomes a leader. So we'll probably see Ice Chip somewhere.
Yeah.
Again.
O'Shea.
Yeah.
He did very well. I thought he was a solid character. Yeah,
he had a bigger role.
He and I had a nice tweet or whatever from Junus about holding the Chewie's bowcaster. He's like,
"Oh yeah,
you look good in a bowcaster."
So every moment between these two is pretty touching, I'd say. Not those two, but the two.
These two.
The egghead here.
These two, Mr. Magoo,
who's telling Vader what to do.
Don't you think? I love how fancy his delivery is. Rupert Friend, very very handsome man.
He's not a handsome Inquisitor.
Does not look good.
Yeah.
I mean, not to be speciesist.
So they're telling
the ridges.
Yeah. So Luke's got to run and hide because danger's coming. And they did mention watch out for Tuskens, which I thought was a nice touch. And I actually thought we were going to see some. Not too.
Yeah, I kind of had a thought the Tuskens would rescue him.
Yeah. Now that they're all good guys.
You know, Owen's.
Look at this.
Owen needs to go to some classes about, you know, accepting other races.
Yeah. There's that handheld. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's modern. It's just the homicide life on the space streets.
Yeah, let's scrub through here. There's the Imperial shuttle. Famous for. Oh, I missed it.
Back to the days of spoilers. I had assumed they were fighting on Mustafar from that production art that was released officially. They were on kind of a fiery catwalk.
I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, it would have been fun, but again, it's like retread. Same.
Yeah. So this
was nice and simple and useful for what they used.
Yes, absolutely. But also, it was better than that. What was it? People were calling the first encounter where Obi-Wan ran around the Power Rangers.
The rock quarry.
Yeah. So are they going to sell a million Lolas now?
Oh yeah, you know it. Remote control.
That's so cool.
And I love the little touch that she fits right in that holster. That's going to be an action figure.
Oh.
Or comes with the holster.
I just don't trust her. Once she had that tracking device in her and her eyes turned red, I was like, all right, I'm canceling my pre-order. So Reva's coming to town. Reva knows Luke is here because she heard that transmission from Bail.
She remembers Owen's name. She met him.
Yeah.
From episode 1.
Excellent shot. So this planet...
Yeah, it's funny some of the things I've heard. They're talking about how the lack of spaceships taking off and landing in this series versus like somebody joked about Clone Wars, the animated series, like the number one character in that show is ships taking off and landing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, the show doesn't have any of that. I wonder. I feel like I'm missing a scene." And I'm like, "Do I really want that?"
They delivered.
They got a couple.
There's a lot of these squared off shots of ships landing.
Yeah, they land just kind of straight in your frame.
Yeah,
they did that on the Inquisitor.
Yeah, Inquisitorius.
Island. And it's just easier.
I like that shot too.
They're like, "We got Ewan McGregor's paycheck."
Usually, you get that Imperial shuttle from an angle. Like the front front quarter.
But they did a nice shot of the front with Vader coming out.
Just wild. Yeah. I have zero complaints about any of this.
Yeah, really well done. And no, anybody could complain. It's just cool. And it's kind of what and it has what you wanted it to be because of just the brutality of it, and they can do this stuff. I mean, we've seen the animated series, like he can lift those rocks like that.
Yeah,
you know, that's not. I mean, they could go further in the animated series probably, but he's also like this is like as far as an adrenaline moment, this is a peak for him. He's back. He's
back.
Yeah, he's truly like I think maybe the Mustafar episode 3 fight, he was probably not his best because he was just crushed. I mean, his whole world, all his friends are dead, you know.
Yeah.
So he's terrified. In this one, he's kind of really fighting for his life, I guess. Fighting for more than that.
For everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's them. That's Hayden and Invaders.
Yeah, probably.
They had to.
Yeah,
they had to. He trained for this.
They're good at that. And if you notice, Ewan does a few of the backwards twirls that Anakin's famous for. They talked about it in the last episode with the flashback to the prequel days. And Hayden does a fun little behind the back twirl, and Ewan does it, I think, twice in here.
One thing I
And
did
he
notice.
does some of his. They really studied the old movies moves because Ewan does like a run thing. He does a run and kind of twirls it with his hand
forward,
like when he's running towards Darth Maul. I think
Oh yeah,
one of those.
I've watched that 100,000 times. It's like one of my favorite shots ever. But I'm finding like some.
And
shots
of course, he
here
does the pose from General Grievous fight.
This
with
is
the
wild.
the two fingers out.
Yeah.
Which I think even this action figure has the two fingers ready to go.
There's some just amazing stuff, and the handheld works in this for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that reminds me of like a Ralph McQuarrie. Just
Yeah. My son hasn't watched this yet, and because sometimes he'll watch it on his phone at school, like when he hasn't time. I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Come over to my big screen TV. Never seen Darth
I'd like
Vader
to know
hold his pose like that. The two-handers.
That's what I was going to bring up. Like, he's in trouble. That's his tell right there.
He's not Mr. One Hand.
He's always Mr. One Hand, and now he's
One
not.
Hand DV.
Yeah, he can't. he's like, we got trouble.
Like,
I think that's the only time I've ever seen him, like we've ever seen him, just like remember the first episode of or the second episode of the series where he's sitting down and he stands up. You never seen Vader go from a sitting to a standing position. And this is almost like, I don't know when he's ever, has he done this before like this? Look how he's like,
not that I recall, maybe in animation. I don't even think that. Usually he was just showing off there. He was coming in to fire people.
Yeah. So we got
I love that shot of the moon behind them on the little, right there.
Oh, yeah.
Poster.
There's so many posters here.
Yeah, so it's like all of one poster.
So many memes, like you said. It's just so great. And what's great is like there's still
again like with every decision, people are gonna love it or hate it, and people are like, oh, I can't believe they did the pose.
It's part of his character.
Yeah, and then somebody said the hello there. I said, I think they timed that perfectly, and it was like, he's going to do it, and what better time to do it than to Luke, who he said it to in the first place.
Yeah. So this is what we call extreme high ground.
Yes, and that again with this show, I think I've told you before or talked to you before about how there's been these opportunities. Like he could have easily said,
"What?
You know that thing you said to me."
Oh yeah.
I have it now.
Yeah.
But they didn't. Like they could have said, what's the last a couple episodes ago? I thought they were gonna do the "Not Dead, Not Yet," and
not yet.
Yeah. But the animated series, a lot of them, they swim in those callbacks a lot, like from other characters.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's what turned me off to Rebels the first season when I tried to watch it. I was just like, God, this is just all straight lifts from A New Hope.
And music lifts.
Yeah.
Big time music lifts.
Once it figured out what it was, and I think they probably knew what they were doing. They just were trying to get people in on the feels or whatever. The memories,
and then sometimes it's just timing. It works.
Yeah.
Like I know that those last 4 episodes of Clone Wars, when Anakin's squaring off against all of the droid army, and then people compared it to Luke against Kylo Ren's army, and they used the Return of the Jedi music, the jumping off the diving board music for that.
Yes,
which I think in any other, like if you aired it like in the early 2000s, you'd be like, this is just
yeah.
But I think we were all just loving it when that happened.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I like that they didn't overdo it with the music drops here. They didn't go Duel of the Fates. They didn't do. I got Battle of the Heroes is my jam. I wish they would have done a little bit of that. But they did the new theme that has a nice brassy, similar kind of
Obi-Wan's theme.
Yeah, like perilous. Yeah.
Good job.
They used that a lot during this fight.
It's
real
just it was
fast,
that's when
brass hits.
That's when I was like, all right, where's the sound, where's the score? I need the whole thing. I can't just keep
teeth to this.
I can't just keep listening to the same, but I can.
The end credits, yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the only shows that I watch where I just let whenever I get up from the couch from watching an episode, I just let the end credits.
But this credits
play.
It's perfect. It's like a new version of the way the movie would iris out and play the Star Wars theme. I just seeing that directed by Deb Chow.
Deborah Chow, yeah.
Hello there.
It's good, man.
Hello, Dex.
I'm just mad that Dex.
No Dex.
Yeah.
That
they
cancel
just,
your Disney Plus subscription.
Yeah, it's just a show's what is it? Gratuitous incompetence? what do they say? So I still think this guy would have made a better. Joel Edgerton would have made a better cantina bartender because he looks just like Wurr.
Carrie Wurr.
So Reva's she's just lost. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
But that's part of her story. Then we're getting, what are we getting here?
We're getting Spider-Man moment under the rocks.
Oh yeah. And
straight.
We were talking about Superman earlier. I cannot. There's some things I can sit through and I can deal with on television and film, but seeing someone get buried alive, I've realized it's one of my least.
Margot Kidder.
Yeah, that really shook me as a kid. That
was rough.
Yeah,
me too.
And also something else that I hate is seeing characters spin the globe on a reverse trajectory on its.
That happens so much.
It's just such an old
toothpaste going back in its. Have you seen that version, the Richard Donner?
The Richard Donner cut, the Donner cut.
Yeah, because he uses that reverse thing too.
Yeah, he puts it right in the.
The editor Perry White brushing his teeth, and his toothpaste goes back into the tube. It's reverse. Great.
We didn't need that. Anybody else in the chat who hasn't chimed in yet? We'd love to know what people think of this battle of the century. Was Kat right? Kathleen Kennedy. Didn't she say this is going to be the showdown?
Rematch of the century?
Yeah, the rematch of the century.
Yeah, sure. For them. For Anakin. It's happening in this century.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, that throw.
He's just killing him.
Call your Coruscant chiropractor, man.
That's the thing. Yeah. I don't think he even has a spinal column. Oh my God. Poster. There aren't too many people, if any, who could throw Vader around like this that we'd ever get to see in the original trilogy and beyond.
Mm-hmm. And I always think
beyond.
Mm-hmm. And I always think of Obi-Wan as he's not the most powerful. I think he's
solid. Is he just
subtle? I mean, I think he probably has more power than he might realize.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they touch upon it in any other mediums, but I think he's never going to shoot lightning or anything like that. But
yeah, he's so tuned into the Force.
Mm-hmm.
He's not enjoying this. He's
like the Edge. He doesn't overplay. He doesn't do flashy Eddie Van Halen guitar solos.
Yeah.
He's got a solid.
He's a technician, but he's got heart.
Precision, yes.
Yeah. So is this and Reva's chasing the B story? We're cutting away. She's on the hunt for Luke. Yeah. And it had to happen, right?
Oh yeah.
It's what I've always wanted
when
to.
He hit him in the chest with. At first, I thought it was with the saber. He
punched him,
popped him a few times with the hilt.
And that's what crushed his life support.
Yeah.
So
and then he whacks him in the back really good.
Yeah.
And then he gets the helmet.
Just what I love is I love that they combine their voices. I've always wanted them to do that. I've
Yes.
always wanted them to do that. To marry the two characters, because you did have to suspend disbelief hearing James Earl Jones's voice and seeing Hayden as Anakin, and like how do these two meet? How do these disparate voices? And I credit Watt Tambor because Watt had the voice modulator.
Sorry, you lost me
in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's how Vader's gonna change. That's how they're gonna change Anakin's voice.
Yeah, I love that Watt Tambor voice.
But this
Jeffrey Tambor is too
incredible. Oh, he's got a great voice. But yeah, it's just such a
and the reaction.
moment.
Of course, we're all thinking not a lot of people have watched Rebels, so they don't know that this already happened. Well, will happen.
Yeah, with another character, and that I was thinking about that later in the afternoon because I had nothing better to think about. I don't know, but I was thinking about that shot with Ahsoka and Anakin.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic scene.
And that happens.
They also use Matt Lanter's voice with James Earl.
Yeah.
And this is great. I mean, great too, but just Ewan's reaction is just like bawling, basically. He's like apologizing to him. And he kind of maybe gets through to Anakin, because Anakin says, "I'm not your failure," or something like that. There's a little bit of remorse in there, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not your failure. I mean, he knows what he did. He's like a prisoner in there.
Oof, that is rough.
I was hoping there would at least be some reference to Padme, that he would say, "Padme told me there's still good in you." I was hoping they'd get that in there. That would have been great. But
yeah. Oh,
they got plenty of stuff.
That takes me back to earlier in the episode when he said Obi-Wan gave Leia more information about her parents, right? No,
yes.
Is that coming up? That's toward the end.
Alderaan, yeah.
That's at the end. Oh God, I was gutted.
Yeah.
I was gutted.
Yeah, I got to read something here from my friend on our Facebook.
You want to read it now?
Star Wars Minute group, because he talks about this is Adam sharing. If you're out there, maybe.
That'd be
He
nice.
said he was born in 1974, long time. It had been years between Star Wars sagas and episodes, so we all predicted and wondered. He thought a lot about Luke and Leia. Did they ever learn about their mother? I know comics and books would cover that kind of stuff. He said, so the scene between Ben and Leia, talking about where Ben describes their characteristics of each parent to Leia. He said this was beautiful. If Star Wars had been written in sequence, I don't think the years between 3 and 4 would be so barren. We would have had adventures in between, and hearing Ben talk about Padme and Anakin to Leia, while never revealing all that he knew, was so fulfilling. I'm happy Kenobi and Vader squared off. Vader admitted his own betrayal of the good man he once was. Elsewhere, he's playing the part of Vader, carrying on the charade because he knows deep down that he had it all. He had love and the ability for a family, but he blew it. And he's trying to fool everyone until Luke comes along and saves him. And he's like, I'm a happy Star Wars fan.
I love it. It's poetry.
A lot of people are talking about how this has helped. Like, where there, a couple of guys were like, "Yeah, I was born in 75, 74,
73.
I'm an original trilogy guy. I didn't care for the prequels, but this has helped me, like a lot of things do, love the prequels a whole lot more.
Yeah,
and it helps accentuate the originals.
I love it.
I think it does. I think they did all right.
That's what the Clone Wars did for me. Like, and having kids.
This helps me love. Like I all week in between episodes, I watched tons of Clone Wars Obi-Wan episodes.
We were inspired.
Mandalore stuff.
Oh yeah, they've got a Mandalore section on Disney Plus right now. So I was also inspired, like your friend there, but my inspiration came in the form of a new cosplay. So I want to reveal. I have.
Oh. Wow, that's great.
Yeah. I have a lightsaber too.
comes out of your arm. Comes out of your arm like the old action figures.
Yeah. So I feel like this for me represents Anakin.
My true self. Oh yeah. Should have put some glasses on him.
All right. Now I'm stuck. I can't get out of it. Oh, there we go. That was ridiculous.
And he called him Darth as he walked away, which I thought was kind of weird. I thought he was going to say goodbye, old friend, but just called him Darth, which is kind of like
you need to punch up these scripts in the writers' room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I mean most of the time it's good. Like the Inquisitors' dialogue amongst themselves, little cheesy.
I'm
except for Rupert Friend. I think all of his lines were very, very evil and delicious.
Delicious, yeah. I'm bummed. I'm bothered that.
I'm sorry, Reva. I loved anything with Reva.
We didn't see any fifth brother lightsaber action. He didn't ignite his saber once. What the heck?
And that other lady, where is she?
Oh, she's just there for the benefits.
Yeah.
She's just like she's a lifer. She's a lifer. All right. So yeah, Reva. Does she find Luke out in the desert, on the Dune Sea?
Yeah, he's up, kind of hiding amongst. He's in the Beggars Canyon. Is that Beggars Canyon? I don't know. He's in the little. It seems like the same place R2 is hiding.
Ooh, that strike. What did that remind you of?
Which one?
This one right here. Reva. Let me stop for a second. So we don't need a copyright strike. Yeah, she's conflicted. That was a straight up like Kylo Ren, Max von Sydow action. When she raises her saber.
Or Anakin and the Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
With his mom. The baseball bat.
Yeah. He stepped into that shot, he stepped into that swing for sure.
But yeah, quick and over. Yeah. Yeah, I like that she sees herself there laying, because what does he fall and knocks himself out? Luke, and then she sees herself.
He's good at going out in the desert and getting knocked out. That's what he does well. Up until he's about 18 and a half years old. Yeah. So, Obi-Wan bests Anakin. Vader leaves him again. Doesn't kill him. I don't know which is worse. Like, what do? Do you put him out of his misery and then live with the fact that you killed your brother, or you let him go again and then he's gonna just come back like a scourge and you can't win. You can't win. He was bad for the galaxy.
I think he just can't bring himself to kill him.
Yeah.
Because it's his former friend and brother or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, people have talked about that. Like, again, not even thinking of just the act of doing it, like he should do it.
Yeah, well, you have to think about, just like the writers and Deborah Chow and Pixar guy, Andrew Stanton, who co-wrote these.
Yeah, he wrote this one too.
Yeah. Killer creator. But yeah, they had to think about that. What are the feelings there? No, just to do it to... It's not a Tarantino movie.
The world of a Hitler. Yeah.
So yeah, Reva has her moment, a realization that this Dark Lord thing is not for her, right? She's suffered too much. She's going to break the cycle. Returns Luke. You're like, we know he's still alive. That's another thing that was kind of a liability to the show, was we know the outcomes of most of these characters.
Yeah,
so that
can't.
Decreases the stakes for these characters, but like...
It's so weird. It still didn't affect me. I still was very worried. I'm dumb that way.
No, you're supposed to be...
I know what's going to happen. These people are going to be old men next time we see them.
Yeah. If you'd watched this out of order, it would be highly suspenseful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bringing Luke back like that.
And they do put everybody around these characters that go through the stories in peril. Like we lose people. We lost Tala and Ned B. And
She was great. I think everyone. I think she's a fan favorite. I think everyone really enjoyed that character.
Yeah, everybody wanted them to run away to the desert together.
I know. Oh.
And then the
I
people
love
were like
this.
still thinking, like with him lifting rocks, like Rey lifted rocks in The Last Jedi. They're like, she should have been a Kenobi. Tala should have been her mom or grandma.
Oh my God! Stop.
I kind of agree.
So she like pulls out all her acting, all the acting stops. Her chops are here, present.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew she'd have a scene, something like this. It just makes me want to see more. I need to know I need to see her character fully evolved, because she's gonna make a much better Jedi than she was an Inquisitor. She was not a great Inquisitor. Inquisitors aren't great anyway, but.
And that would be a great story, and I think a good redemption, more redemption for her to help others survive.
This is what I'm so glad happened, and it's hard to see. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a part. I think is it the first time we see Anakin or we see Bail and tiny Leia on the balcony in Alderaan, right? And
in the show, yeah,
they're standing this far apart, and he doesn't touch her. He doesn't put his arm on her shoulder. They have a touching dialogue, but they don't physically touch. And I just feel like that was needed. I was watching the scene, and they're having this,
Don't they do a little pinky thing?
Yeah, but that's a little.
They touch each other.
That's a little. It's too little, too late. I was hoping for a hug or like him.
You talking about this episode?
No, I'm talking about
the early stuff.
Episode 2.
Oh, she was in trouble for.
Yeah, he's giving her a little lecture. Yeah, but I was hoping there'd be some. It just didn't. It just seemed like the blocking was not great with that. And in this scene with Reva, I was like, please give her a hug or something. And he reaches his hand
on
out.
the shoulder.
He helps her up. I'm like, thank you, at least. Because Star Wars could be a little chaste, right? Is that the word?
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No touchies.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed in this one, Ewan is a very hand on the shoulder kind of guy. He does it to Roken. He does it to Haja.
Yeah.
And Leia is very touchy and holding his hand all the time.
Yeah.
They did
so
it, yeah.
This was a nice touch. This was
Vader's very touchy.
Oh boy, with a lightsaber.
No.
With his laser sword.
I McD.
He and
back in effect holding his hands out like he always does.
Mid. Yeah,
like a T-Rex.
Dishpan hands.
Yeah.
He's
your Meemaw, and he's got those like Werther's originals balled up in his little sweaty hand.
Oh, you
can
hear the rapper.
Drop them in your pocket and say, "Don't tell your mother I gave you candy."
Execute Order 66.
Meemaw.
He looks. I don't think he's wearing any makeup in this. Actually,
yeah, I thought that too. I was like, well, we've to the point where he doesn't need any.
Yeah. I think they missed.
I did like how they kind of try to get close to that original monkey Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah,
thing.
With the eyes.
Yeah, where something's like kind of spooky about it. I mean, he's already spooky.
It's so great. This is canon.
I wanted him to stand. This is real now. I wanted him to do the quick stand up and look out the window like he did before. He's like, I'm gonna go.
I don't want to see him stand up again. He either sits or stands or gets thrown over.
Obi-Wan cracked his back up, so he probably can't stand.
Yeah. So Tala actually was an influence on her then, right? Her character, long term.
Yeah.
She saw a strong woman character who protected her, and now she has she has a memento of that character, and now she's become a little warrior. That is so cool. There's so many there's so much greatness here. Let's see.
Tala's the Tobias Beckett for Leia.
All right. Aaron just checked in. He just finished the episode. Someday there will be kids that watch all the Star Wars content in chronological order, and I envy the kid who watches that Kenobi Vader fight worried. Yeah, that'll be interesting. But I don't envy them missing I Am Your Father, because that's not going to be as big a deal to them as it was to us, right? That's interesting. Interesting thought. I like.
Gotta hope your future parents do it the right way.
For me, my whole like everything about Star Wars, the whole timeline revolves around that moment.
It was huge.
So I can't see it. I can't see encouraging anyone to watch it in chronological order, but it would be a fun experience. My girls have already seen my two old. We could still do this to Colette because she hasn't seen. She's seen us watching them, but she doesn't know what's going on. All right, I'll have to do a tally and see. We'll have to do a survey and see. Well, let's see.
What order?
Yeah.
There's no tally. It's release order only. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but conversely, if I'm saying that correctly, in the MCU,
you can do what you want afterwards.
We watch MCU. We're showing the movies in chronological order.
Yeah,
and that works.
True. Yeah, it does. But they planned it that way. I think.
No, they didn't.
Oh well, yeah, I guess you're right. You can't. Yeah, I can't do.
It's a little weird right out of the gate. If you watch it chronological order, you've got first Avenger, then you've got
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. It goes from like 1940 to 1990.
Steve Rogers is at the end of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just doing my first little survey here. Let's see. Add option. Let's just throw that to see if that sits in the chat. So now she's got her, and luckily her mom just like rolled with it. See, that's a cool. That's like I must be getting old because I like that tripod tilt shot there. I like the tilt.
I like this that we got to know Leia's mom.
Look at that shot. There you go. That's a shot. I just saw this. I was so warm and fuzzy by this point. I was a mess. I really was. I was just like, I was just a wreck in a good way. It just kept going. It just like.
I was hoping he'd at least have a different outfit here, like take a shower. But I understand they don't want to spoil the one coming up.
Oh yeah, yet.
He does look cleaner.
Yeah, he did. He freshened up a little bit. So I like that there's like a Chewie in Force Awakens moment here.
Yeah, where she gets
she gets excited for
droid.
Yeah.
Lola first.
I thought it was gonna be, hero worship Obi-Wan. Hello, Dex.
Say hello there in the chat.
Oh, you just saw that. I always put that and no one ever has, I don't think. Let's see here.
Rupert was great in Hamilton? Is that what I'm reading?
Homeland.
Homeland. Oh yes.
So he gets off the cruiser.
Hello, Dex.
Nope. Let's see.
So do you think Obi-Wan sells the ship when he goes back to Tatooine?
He could, because he could afford his new house.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they could have used a couple more extras right here in the background.
Yeah, that's always a bit of the Disney Plus show thing for me. Like, get a
we'll do it for
extras.
free. We'll do it for free.
Or
I'll pay my own.
I thought Lucas taught them all how to duplicate everybody digitally.
That's crowd.
They were great about that.
Crowds.
They like get all their office workers out in costumes and shooting people in the background.
Call the 501st. They'll do it for free.
Mm-hmm. I did notice, like when I was rewatching it with one of the kids, there is some good background spaceship flybys in some of these things, like that. What's Dayu, the neon planet?
Yeah.
When I first viewing, I thought, oh, this just looks kind of TV sci-fi. But I looked at it again. I was like, this is pretty. It's got a lot of depth. There's some interesting stuff going on.
Somebody. Was
so here I saw a few ships go by.
I'll have to look out for it.
On the Switzerland planet.
Yeah. Speaking of ships, I'm not crazy about a lot of these shuttles and transports. are they new? Are they pulling them from like Rebels or Clone Wars?
I don't know.
But
that's a good shot.
Yeah.
I'm laughing.
Here we go. This was like the final punch in the stomach for me emotionally.
Yeah.
And that's it, because they're never going to see each other again.
Yeah. And not to discredit any of these other Disney Plus Star Wars shows, but I mean, we've had, like, Pedro does great work behind the mask, but there's something, he's so effortless at this anyway. And he's, as a person, is a charm factory, and he can just.
Oh, Ewan? Yeah.
Like Deborah Chow, I think either Deborah or Indira Varma were talking about how he's got this devilish like twinkle in his eye all the time, so you can just look at him and his eyes get kind of big, and everybody just like starts cracking up because he's thinking of something funny, and he just is such a lighthearted gent.
Very intelligent,
and just delivering these lines are kind of, and he's got a great accent that helps. I think anybody else,
hello Dax,
competition, but he's doing some great stuff.
Aaron says he loves Obi-Wan's ship. I don't know if I do. It just looks like the cockpit from the Falcon.
It's like a FJ Cruiser.
Is it that car Chrysler came out with in the 90s? Oh, that was the PT.
It's a big Toyota. It looks like a giant Mini Cooper. It's a kind of it's a real bubbly, and it's got like a white trim. You'd know it if you saw it. It's a cool looking,
yeah. I remember that came out.
It's a cool looking. It's like the Honda Cube thing.
Yeah,
it's not a bad ship. It's not very sexy.
It's not.
And again, you don't see all of it.
It's just the ships
it has a nice tail. I like the thrusters or whatever.
I don't know what's happening. I definitely think we needed some more people on the deck.
Yeah, I do like these costumes on these guys. You got
that's cool.
your Tantive helmets and different capes and stuff.
So he's packing up. He's leaving the cave.
Got that fresh fit.
The Skyhopper.
Closer to the Alec Guinness.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's Silas the camel.
And
now
where the bartender took over the moisture farm.
Now this outfit with the goggles, for years there's been comic book renderings. I think there's a famous one of this era of Obi-Wan with that kind of same white goggle and a little black cape.
Yeah,
so they paid homage to that. Looks like.
See, they were paying attention. People are like, "What are they doing?"
Yeah, Disney doesn't know what they're
just
doing.
Like chill, just relax. Just relax. I can't wait to watch this again.
Or it's like, what's that one? It was like a Hot Toys or one of those really fancy $500
with Alec
statue
Guinness
figures of him. Yeah, it looked like.
I know the shot. Yeah.
Granted, I'm showing you a picture of my phone. It's not good.
I can look it up.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. I got it. I think. Will it show on? Do I tap which screen? Can you see that, kids? Similar, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me put you in Matt Cam.
He's got all that gear. Yeah,
there it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Kind of similar. I mean, this is ages old. This is probably from like 2010 or something.
So my first, I was talking and trying to set up that survey at the same time. I asked an either or question, but the answer you could fill out was yes or no.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 100% yes. Release order, release order or chronological order, yes or no?
Yeah.
All right, let me just end that. All right, sorry guys, it's hard to produce and host and all that stuff.
So some things you can do chronological.
Do you want to meet him? I'm just saying my survey was goofed up. Like it didn't make any sense. It should have said, pick one, release order. But
yeah, the answer was yes or no.
So there's Luke. He's working. Yeah.
Oh, I can't see. It's only Matt Cam.
Oh, Matt Cam. Sorry. There we go again. All right.
I don't know if that's what the people are seeing.
No, they're seeing you.
So we're getting a Black Series of that. I want the EOP Silas.
Yes. Do you think you get the EOP and
Yeah, I don't know if we talked. Well, we missed a week, but there's a fun clip of him on somebody on James Corden talking about how they used a real camel.
Oh, I saw that clip. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a real camel. They just CGI'd over, and it was the guy. The camel's name was Silas, and Ewan loved him and wanted to adopt him by the end because Silas was retiring from showbiz.
Oh.
And he's like, I got a baby. I got a lot going on. I can't have a camel. Ewan's got the coolest house from what I've seen. They showed glimpses of it on his motorcycle show. It's like all electric, of course. And he's got maybe a main smaller house, but then a bunch of like his office is like a separate tiny home on the property.
Oh.
And there's a couple of it's like a collection of little tiny homes, but or like a work studio or whatever, or his kids have their own little section. It's cool looking.
Where does he live? Where did they live? In England?
No, in LA. He's an LA guy.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Ugh, really? It kind of takes some of the...
He's Hollywood.
Yeah. Well, that's where, his life has changed.
Look at his hair. He's got Han Solo hair. It's perfectly flipped, just like Han Solo, right?
Yeah. And there's Qui-Gon.
Mosquito Coast.
Qui-Gon hanging out in the desert.
And I love the sass. Qui-Gon's like, took you long enough.
Yeah. I don't quite know what they're going to do now.
You're going to walk down the canyon. Walk down the canyon, talk about Force stuff.
So he is fully, does this just symbolize he's fully not one with the Force, because that means you're dead, right? But but Obi-Wan is fully embraced or has the Force again because he's able to see his master now and he wasn't ready before?
Wasn't ready to see part of it too. And if I know my lore right, Qui-Gon's the first Jedi to be able to do this.
This is true.
And it was touched on in a Clone Wars episode with Yoda, right?
It was touched on in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, at the end he says, I'll teach you how to commune with him.
But yeah, you're right. They
one of the last episodes of the original run of Clone Wars it was a great episode. Like he Yoda thinks he's going crazy because he's hearing voices, and he sneak away from the Jedi. He tells Anakin, and Anakin's like, "Yeah, I got your back."
Yeah,
and he sneaks away to Dagobah, which is fun. And Qui-Gon teaches how to get that Force Ghost power.
Yeah, Clone Wars important.
Yeah, man.
Can we talk about really quickly
It's a great shot.
I love it.
Glad they didn't do twin suns.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. Riding into the sunset.
Yeah, he's gonna go meet up with Chalamet and Zendaya.
The Dune.
It's a Dune reference, guys.
Yeah. The I'm trying to I can't get it out. The appearance, the interview that Qui-Gon did.
Oh yeah.
Where he's being cheeky, and he ticks some fans off because he's like he said TV was beneath him, but the joke is on everyone else because he already knew he was in this, right? It wasn't that long ago. I think they were just kind of pressing him to give us some info.
They have to lie now. Like your Andrew Garfields have lied.
Yeah.
Paul Bettany. Remember Paul Bettany was like, "Oh, there's a guy coming up." One of the last episodes, he's like, "There's an actor in the next episode I've wanted to work with all my life," and it turns out it was himself.
They have to get creative, but I like that.
Yeah,
he knew he was gonna tick some people off with that statement, but then he gets the last laugh because here he is.
Yeah, he's getting crap.
Threw us off his trail.
Getting that Star Wars cash.
So, yeah, I felt very satisfied with this. Overall with this show, and I'm glad to add it to the library of shows and films that we get to watch. And I I don't think it did ride the line though of like disrupting the canon, like if you will, like the timeline and continuity.
Got a lot of people up in arms because I mean the whole thing with Leia not having an experience with him, but she's 10. My kids can't remember stuff from 10 years ago.
Yeah, but who's to say she doesn't?
About a Pennsylvania trip we did when he was 6. He can't remember it all. He's 16, so.
But it's not that she doesn't remember him though. It's like just her phrasing, and he does say, you can't let. He says at the end, right? That don't they address that sort of like, they can never know that we know each other or something like that?
Yeah. So maybe
she's sending out a public broadcast. Well, not a public, but she's sending out something that could get in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
I think they did as well as they could possibly do.
Yeah, and for me, I don't care. I wouldn't have minded even more continuity breaking and canon breaking.
Yeah, that's where you and I differ a little bit.
Well, I mean, not much. Like you don't kill Luke or anything like that. Like you said, like Tarantino killing Hitler.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. It's just a fun. Like a lot of people have said, I felt like a kid again. I've heard this from 3 or 4 different people I've listened to today. Like I felt like a kid again for a few moments, and that's kind of hard to do in your 40s. And it's hard for any media to do because we're all jaded and we've seen it all, and
yeah,
it's just like copies of copies at this point.
Did you see Lightyear?
Mm-hmm. Cliff and I saw it. Yeah.
Did you guys like it?
He liked it a lot. I fell asleep. I was just tired.
Oh wow, interesting.
It looks fantastic.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's you went okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of great action in it.
Yeah. I
think a lot of people were questioning kind of the interstellar side of it, like where the weird time travel.
I've looked up that explanation of like the relative time jumps or whatever. I've had the guy on the behind the scenes for Lightyear on Disney Plus. I watched them try to explain it. They explain it in the film. I still don't get it. I still don't get it.
I don't mind.
No, yeah, it's just
very fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I think
a lot of good what do you call it? Rube Goldberg machine type of situations, like where they have to have a thing to get inside, and somebody knocks it out of some guy's hand and they catch it.
Yeah,
much like the Infinity Gauntlet fight or something, where everybody's got it running with the football kind of scenarios. A lot of that, and it was really well crafted.
I think so. Yeah. I think I thought it started strong and it ended really strong, and I even got emotional at the end.
Yeah, another found family story.
It was fun, and then I came out of the theater. I'm like, beautiful movie, awesome, great score, voice acting was fantastic. Yeah, I wanted to see who the commander was, who came along.
The older guy?
Yeah, I was like, who is that?
Flat top. Yeah, that voice is familiar. Who is it?
Oh, I can't remember his name now, but I looked him up. I was on my phone. It wasn't someone I recognized the name of. He was great. But then I saw the reviews and I was like, what happened?
No, it's not getting good.
Shredded.
Yeah,
just ripped to shreds. And then but then it's like, oh, some people are mad because it's not Tim Allen, so they don't get the concept. Right out of the gate, it tells you.
What is wrong with people?
Andy got a toy based off of his favorite movie. This is that movie.
Isaiah Whitlock Jr. Yeah, I've seen him in stuff. He's in Defy of Bloods.
He was. I liked his. I liked him. I liked the whole thing. But, and then people are like, well, it's not a Buzz Lightyear movie. It's all these other characters, and
he's in a lot of Spike Lee's. He's in Black Klansman, 25th Hour, the good Bryan Cranston show on Showtime, Your Honor.
Oh,
watch it.
Okay, I don't have Showtime.
Yeah, Bill Hader was in it. You got your Jimmy Brolin as Emperor Zurg.
I love the whole origin of
nice Thanos.
Yeah.
Tie-in with Chris Evans.
There you go.
The dad of Thanos.
I like the Zurg. Like I like the whole how they came about the origin for Zurg.
Now, was James Brolin the dad, the older Buzz?
Yeah, spoilers everywhere.
Oh, I mean,
turn away, listen away. No, but don't go away, but stay. Yeah, that was. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
But it somehow, it didn't do as well as they were projecting, and people are mad at Chris Evans because he said, people are saying this is just, because there's like a gay couple in the movie for a moment.
Yeah, they're mad at Chris Evans because of that.
Because he came to the defense of these characters in this story, and people are like,
you need to take Twitter
canceling
away from
him.
People.
No. He said, you know what? These people will be dinosaurs. They'll be relics who have these thoughts. That's antiquated thinking. But I took my girls. They didn't think anything of it, and they shouldn't.
No.
They have friends at school that have same-sex parents.
It's great.
Who cares? These children have parents that are probably better than, that probably better parents than I had.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating, but I'm not
Yeah,
gonna let that
hopefully
bother
it's
me.
just that very vocal minority.
Yeah,
crying,
but it
and
it like affected the IMDb score. So then I was like, oh no.
Oh, well, don't they review bomb and stuff? Or I guess they can't really do it more. I kind of stayed out of the loop on that. Hopefully they can't get away with that anymore.
Yeah,
like they used to.
That's exhausting. But anyway,
yeah.
But
I mean,
great
again,
film.
like
though.
all of these things, it's hard. You feel sometimes reluctant to voice your opinion because people get very vocal about the opposing side of opinions. I don't know.
Subscribe. Oh, look, you're in front of the. How did you get in front?
I don't know.
Ah, bummer. That's fine. Well, we've said it all about Obi-Wan. We can.
Oh, maybe there's some more. Maybe we'll get some more news.
Yeah, because this is it for a little while. We don't get Bad Batch until what? September, November. We get Andor next, right? And that's not.
Yeah.
That's August.
End of August.
Oh, God, what are we gonna do?
But he'll be with
man?
us for a long. He'll be with us through the holidays.
Who, Obi-Wan?
Andor.
Oh,
remember it's like 11, 12 episodes.
Oh
so
yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be
It's a couple month stretch.
Yeah. And then
which is rare for our streaming shows.
Yeah,
lately.
usually it's like 2 months and we're out, and we're like, now
Yeah.
what do we do?
There's a summer. Isn't there a summer Lego thing?
Yeah, you want to watch a trailer?
Sure. I didn't really watch it all. I still yet to really watch those specials. There's the holiday one and then a Halloween one, right?
Yeah, we've watched them.
Yeah,
they're all right. Hold
They're
on,
cute.
let me let's get. Yeah, they're cute. They're fun. It's fun stuff. All right, let's see here. Oh, all right.
Okay. This is it, everyone. We're here to have some fun.
I believe so.
Strap in, baby. No stormtroopers, no TIE
It
fighters,
sounds like
no threat
Billy
of
D.
annihilation. Best vacation ever. Summer's about to end, and we're all about to go our separate ways.
It's a vacation. Relax.
Hello there. Who are you? Obi-Wan Kenobi. What is in this?
Come on out in the sun now. Come on out and have fun.
We are on holiday.
It's not that kind of holiday.
So far.
Rabbity, rabbity. And don't forget my shoulders. They really burn. One never knows how long a moment will last. You must learn to enjoy yourself.
What do you know about vacations?
Go Jabba! Go Jabba! Go Jabba! Go Jabba!
The trip isn't about the destination. It's about the journey.
Who is that? The young Obi-Wan?
Who will be declared
I don't know.
rulers of the beach?
Ruler? Everybody limbo! Who's next?
Violence.
Try not to lose a hand. It's kind kind of a thing in our family.
Oh, it's young Ben.
It's
Ben Solo.
Oh, maybe so.
It's a snack.
Scariff Beach Party performed by Weird Al Yankovic.
There we go. Worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah, I had that queued up just in case it came up in conversation, and there it did. Did you see LG has released a Star Wars themed OLED TV? Limited. If it were the right size, because I'm looking for a large screen TV for the basement, I might have considered it, but it's a 65-inch, which we have upstairs. And it would just be a swap out, and then my wife would notice, and then it would just not be a waste.
Find this recording as well.
Let's see. All right, let's see here. There it is. LG OLED.
Oh, man.
R2C2. It is you. Darth Vader themed special edition TV will cost $29.99, which is quite a lot of credits. Hey Ray, you don't have to watch Obi-Wan Kenobi or any other of the Star Wars movies and shows on just any old television. LG is releasing a special edition of its 65-inch C2 OLED TV that's tailor-made for them. The Galactic Empire style TV was revealed on the show floor of the Star Wars Celebration Anaheim last month and is available exclusively from LG's site from Tuesday. The standard model can be found for $2,100, but the Star Wars one is $3,000. Includes a themed magic remote. User interface will mimic the look of a lightsaber. Okay, that's cool. You'll also hear the Sith Lord's terrifying breathing when you turn the TV on. Wait, what? There will only be 501 units released in the U.S. We know what that's about.
Let's get some advertising in this page, right? And get a free TV.
I know. See it at LG. Let's see. I'd love if they had a. Did you see the Volkswagen, the electric, the EV,
yeah,
with
Ewan and Lola?
Yeah. So that piqued my interest. Actually, piqued Laura's interest. So she's looking it up.
Does it come with Ewan's voice?
Because we're kind of casually looking for an electric car right now.
Yeah.
Maybe in a year or two, really, but it's a cool looking car, right? It's pretty. I mean, it's a Beetle, or it's a Volkswagen bus. Thank you, and not a Beetle, and it's like Star Wars themed, sort of. And looked it up, and all the pictures on the website are beautiful. And in small print on the pictures, it says not available in U.S. markets. Only a bit.
Yeah.
So then
the Eurovan was never really available, obviously, because of the title.
Yeah. So
they rubbed it in by calling it Eurovan.
So I dug deep. I looked online for reals, and then I looked it up, and I did click through and found out that it's not going to be in the United States until 2024.
Oh. We'll be over Star Wars by then. You know what I might do? You might know of this. I think I've sent you links to this. In July in Atlanta is the George Lucas talk show live.
Wait, what?
It's a comedy show.
Oh, I thought it was George, like, just talking. I would love that.
Yeah, it is George. It's the guy Connor Ratliff, who I've talked to you about. He's the host of the Dead Eyes podcast. That's the guy who was auditioned for Band of Brothers directly for Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah.
And Tom Hanks said, this guy has dead eyes. That's the short version. It's more complex. But he's had a great podcast for years with all the guys from Band of Brothers, like your Ron Livingston, and got up to the point where he got Colin Hanks on, and a couple months later he got Tom on to confront his nemesis. And they're like, of course.
Oh, he got Tom on?
Yeah, it's one of the final, well, not final, but it was just such beautiful closure of an actor's story of getting rejected and the audition process. And Tom, of course, was wonderful to him and really sweet, and they just like laughed and were buds at the end. But it's a funny show, and he has a lot of comedians on. Paul F. Tompkins, and there's a guy dressed as Watto the whole time in a really really weird outfit, and that's Griffin Newman, and he's also a great funny movie podcast guy. He's got one called Blank Check. So they're in Atlanta. I think I gotta go see it.
You gotta go see it. What's that drive? 2 hours?
2.5.
Yeah.
2.5.
Yeah.
When am I gonna see those kind of guys?
You gotta see
They don't
it.
come around here.
Yeah. Otherwise it's New York.
We'll get to see Paul F. Tompkins in Charlotte in August.
What's the
Scott Aukerman?
Oh, fun.
Yes, the Comedy Bang Bang tour. So it'll be those two and some surprise guests. That guy.
Somehow you.
But that's a very Star Wars thing, and the guy does a great. I mean, he's got the beard, and he sprays his hair white, and he usually has like an American Graffiti T-shirt on or something.
Have you seen the deep fake George on YouTube? Is this the same guy? It's him?
I don't think it's the same guy, but similar comedy stylings.
Okay.
Like that funny George Lucas delivery.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like huge on Twitch, or maybe Discord. I don't know. They've got shows that they've been on forever, and they last a long time, and it's apparently very funny. Darcy Carden's on right now, from The Good Place.
Yeah.
They have a lot of big comedian celebrity guests.
How can we find this? What's easiest?
Oh, YouTube.
YouTube. So it's a podcast, but it's not.
It's a YouTube show. Mainly.
It's a YouTube show. Okay.
Or I think maybe on Twitch first, but it's also streamed on YouTube.
Okay. All right.
But they're on a tour.
Okay.
They're very nice guys. We've interacted a few times on Facebook. Connor and the guy that plays George, and the guy named Patrick.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm not. None of this is ringing a bell.
You see anything? Could you play any of it? Is that legal?
Frost.
Will you make it legal?
I will make it legal. All right, hold on. What's the quickest way to get to the best of the best?
Maybe just type in George Lucas talk show. Maybe try and find a Paul F. Tompkins episode.
There's some round table that has Lucas. We'll have to watch it sometime.
Oh, 3.5 hours.
What is that? How long?
There's a 14. Oh yeah, you gotta find the one. I'll send it to your phone. They call Bob Odenkirk.
That's not gonna do me any good on my phone. I see Amy Mann on one of the.
Yeah, she was on recently.
Oh my gosh, I love her.
But I just typed in George Lucas talk show and then Paul F. Tompkins.
No? Oh. Bryson left before we could get a pastrami bumper.
Bryson, get working on a pastrami bumper.
That was fun to see Bryson run.
There it is.
Normally, he's in a completely different.
Is this the Amy Mann?
When we do live streams.
Yeah.
Here's my impression.
There's a Radio Land Murders posted.
Yeah.
Give me a second to get into character, okay? This is my impression, because this is the first time we got to see Bryson enter physically in a space. This is my impression of how we usually see Bryson enter the show.
Who is that?
Watto.
I mean, who's the comedian?
Griffin Newman.
Yeah.
What's Amy Mann doing there?
Well, she's a staple of the LA
the
community, underground comedian community. She's like friends with all those guys.
All right, I'll have to bookmark this.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the George Lucas deepfake real quick, and then we'll call it a night.
I'll send you that short. There's like a 14-minute version of what they call Odenkirk. Probably worth your time. Get you some of your favorite people there.
This is ridiculous. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's great to be back at Collider. Always, I enjoy Collider. I do, because I get to say what's on my mind.
Sounds like I'm really.
The mouth's coming down on me, you know. So this is Baby Yoda. So that's what people are calling it, but really there's no species for it. You know, I never named it. So the ball's on Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni to decide that they know what this is. I'm very curious to see where they go with this. You know who would really hate this as much as I do is Harrison Ford. I actually bumped into him not that long ago. I should see what he thinks about this. It's god awful.
Sounds just like George, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They're not paying me anything.
Look at that.
I'm bored. Got nothing else going on.
You know, the fans, they actually really love you, George.
Yeah, well, that's not what they were saying in the 90s.
Oh, my God.
What was going on in the 90s?
Yeah. Well, you don't remember? All you, because... What do you... Well, so this is, I don't know, I don't know how I got involved in this, to be honest with you. I've been doing this.
You said
now, who's doing these deep fakes?
It's
what's
It's good.
It's
really good.
It's really good. It's shockingly good. I think the fact that they were able to get, oh gosh.
It's Tony Stark and who's it?
Ewan McGregor. There's one with George.
This is a YouTube show of guys watching YouTube shows.
Yeah, that's what we do. Just real quick, let's get to the George.
By Tom Cruise.
Oh, I know that guy.
Next to him is good to see you. As always, Jeff Goldblum. Ewan McGregor to my left. To his left is Robert Downey Jr.
Hi, I'm Robert Downey Jr.
And to his left is George Lucas.
Well, I apologize. Earlier I had a burrito, and I think I've got the Kessel runs.
Come on.
So, I knew something. I thought it was a gas leak.
I just
Smells
want to
wet.
apologize.
Smells
I
wet.
want to apologize.
Anyway, you can find that deepfake round table with
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's good stuff.
George.
Yeah, these are all Collider guys. I remember that.
What is Collider? Why do I know that?
Well, it was a collective. It's still around. It's basically kind of like a news mag, I guess, and a news channel. And they had a good strong crew, but I don't know what
Disbanded?
happened. They all kind of disbanded, but it's still going
very
on.
well. You guys were all thinking it.
God, it's hilarious.
Very controversial. So you get like it's like
Really?
a splintered group. Everybody kind of went their separate ways, and there was some animosity somewhere. I don't know the whole story. I don't want
It's a
gossip.
collective of comedians?
No, they were something like that guy who was in that shot. The host is Mark Ellis. I used to watch they had a designated Star Wars show, and it was good. That was kind of funny and
Yeah.
But he's a stand-up comedian. But some of them were not. They were just fans and stuff.
Well, let's bring it back to where we started, which was with Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
we should do a heartfelt farewell. Let me put on my cosplay to say.
Do you want to see another season?
I don't know. I'm conflicted.
Maybe wait a while.
Can't really move my neck.
Not 10 years.
Don't wait 10 years. Well, they can only go. They can only go 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Because then we're crashing into A New Hope.
Yeah. I'd say wait a little bit. I mean, it doesn't have to be like these other ones where you're getting a season every year.
If we get another one, another season of Obi-Wan, what would the focus be of the story?
Well, yeah, I mean, we touched upon this. It's stuff they laid breadcrumbs for with the path and with him training. Do we want to see him training with Liam Neeson? I don't know.
But would that be Obi-Wan's show, or would that be a spin-off?
Yeah.
Would that be like
They could do it without him and have new characters on the run from Inquisitors and use Inquisitors more and less maybe that would be Vader. No, because you would have to have Obi-Wan coming in there and helping him out.
Help me,
yeah,
Obi-Wan.
Unless I'm sure they would come up with something.
Hey, yeah.
What's the gimmick? Well, originally this series was gonna be Darth Maul, I think, right? From what I had heard
early on, yeah.
And then they opted to go with Vader because that's like why not go? Yeah.
But the ultimate foe is Vader.
Yeah.
People want to see that. All the prequel kids have grown up and they miss Hayden, and they got Hayden.
Yeah.
And we were already grown ups when that came out.
I say do
We
a
still
deep
missed
fake,
Hayden.
do a deep fake Clone Wars series.
Oh, wow.
With Ewan and Hayden.
Oh my God, that's a tall order.
Just random, like a different era every time. They could be little kids.
Why not?
Deep fake them all.
They will eventually. They will.
Yeah, they'll be even younger. Obi-Wan. We'll have a little kid Obi-Wan adventure.
This is.
We got to watch that once before we go.
Yeah, just for Aaron.
Let's see. He loves this.
This is where we can go to hyperspace. Punch it!
Oh my gosh!
Welcome to the Halcyon Star Cruiser.
Wow.
Oh, that's great. All right, we've said it all. We've said too much. We've only got one viewer right now, and I think that's you.
Oh. Hey, shout out to Aaron who dropped some live music.
Oh, that was
fun. We
fun.
give him a plug.
Echo.
Yeah, his band Echo. He's got an album called Tidal Wave coming out, right?
The Pain
That's
and
the
the
single.
Panic. Yeah.
Pain and the Panic is the full album. And the single's out now. I think the full album is out
tomorrow.
Or Friday? Tomorrow.
So if I listen
Either
to
one.
it on Apple Music, I don't buy music. I have, and you do too, right? You have the same subscription, right?
Spotify, yeah.
Oh, you send me links to Apple Music.
Yeah, I'm nice like that. Because I know you're an Apple guy.
That's so nice of you. But I'm like, I don't know anybody else besides me that has Apple Music.
Just take one step. Well, my kids do. They have Apple. I
love it.
I don't know. I'm stuck on Spotify.
But I think Spotify has a better algorithm for like, hey,
Finding you.
Hey Spotify, find me some new music. Apple's playlists get a little stale, but that's if I play it there, which is where it's low. It's one place it's playing, and that's the service I have. So does he get any kind of payment for that if I stream it?
I don't know. He would know, probably.
I don't know. All right. So
it's not great from what I know. They don't pay him much.
They don't pay them much. Yeah, I know.
The artist, it's very controversial.
Yeah. All right, folks, we did it. That's the end of Obi-Wan, the series, at least the first season. And we'll be back. And if any
Obi-Wan will return.
Yep, the adventures of Obi-Wan and Dex.
Yep.
Right.
We'll see Ewan's wife. She'll return.
Hera Syndulla in Ahsoka.
Hello, Dex.
All right. She would be a good one. All right.
Good job.
Thank you, Ewan.
Good job.
Almost said Owen. All right. We will pick back up when there's some more Star Wars news.
Yeah.
Or we can just talk about the old
There's
stuff.
always going to be.
There always will be, yeah.
D23 is coming, right?
It is, yeah.
When is that?
This
July?
year. I'm a D23 member for like 3 or 4 years now.
You shut down the whole
but I never
city block.
I never go.
Oh.
Yeah, and this is the 100 years of Disney as a company. So it's going to be a big one. D23 Expo is Wednesday, September 7th through Saturday, September 10th in Anaheim. And did you know Celebration is in London next year?
Yeah.
Holy Moses. This would have been the year to go. This past one.
Yeah, I almost thought about it.
I had a ticket. I blew it. I just didn't. I should have been more.
I sold my house and had some fun money. I should have just gone.
Why didn't we go?
We would have been in the room with the boys. saying this is where the fun begins.
Yeah. The live stream was fine. I didn't need to be there.
We would have caught COVID for sure.
We would have caught COVID. We would have spent way too much money. We would have been waiting in all these long lines.
No.
Oh, I wish we could have gone.
But it would have been beautiful. It was very smelly.
So conflicted. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. All right, so please like and subscribe. And somehow Matt is in front of all the stingers. Doesn't matter anymore.
I'll back up.
All right. It doesn't work like that. All right, everybody. Hope everyone has a great rest of your week and enjoy the beginnings of summer. And we will...
Happy solstice.
Was that yesterday or is that today?
Yesterday.
All right.
Many bright suns.
All right, bright suns. Bye for now. Bye.
Hello there.